So, I'm here to talk about the 2026 St. Paul Saints TV broadcast schedule. St. Paul Saints games. 32 of them are going to be on home games only. Are going to be on Twin Cities CW, WUCW 23.1, and Fox 9 Plus, KMSP 9.2. Or it's on 29 WFTC. And they have like repeater stations in other areas, to get the signal to more areas. But this is not bad though. I like, remember last year for the MILB season, the minor league baseball season, Bally Sports, which used to be the name of the sports networks, but they have a deal with FanDuel. Now Bally Sports says, FanDuel paid the most money for the streaming networks. They've had their name be sponsor the streaming networks. They're every single regional network out there on like a year basis. So, So yeah. And some might shut down after the season because you're not having like WNBA or MLB, teams. Or, they might only have like maybe like one little team. So the Plus channel could shut down, But or only run maybe when like, like for the national stuff when the local stuff is on the main show. But something like that just sports works. Like the minor league baseball, they're going over the air instead of doing like smaller over the air stations instead of doing like I like that because even some of these like big pro sports leagues like MLB, NBA, NHL, like WNBA. I know MLS used to be on the Bally Network. When it was Fox Sports and Bally Sports. And then they sold out to Apple. And then it might go to Apple to have their deal. It might go to like Amazon. Go to what else? Like Peacock maybe. It could go to like ESPN Plus. I could see picking that because they have a lot of United States soccer rights. Maybe Paramount. Let's see. Every game, they're gonna have 150 games on KFAN plus 96.7 FM on the radio. Every TV channel is going to be on. And there's some with channel 10. There's some that are going to have it on 23. So we have the over-the-air schedule is Friday, April 3rd is Whoosh Red Sox, Boston Red Sox, and mine AAA affiliate, Fox 9 Plus. St. Paul Saints used to be the AA affiliate, and then they have a team in Rochester. That was a AAA affiliate in Rochester, New York, I want to say. So, but now it's kind of been when they got a local deal. Not like that, that their local team is actually like really close by is actually the AAA affiliate. I like that, because it's plus easy when players can go rehab stints. They can like literally like drive over to the ballpark. Probably get special parking. Easy. I know there's some that might only play in like one game, one of the two games, in the day, in doubleheader, so you can get in something. A quick glow at 7 game. I've seen that before. And leave, so. And then we have that's on Fox 9 Plus. On the 17th at 6:30 is against the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs, the Philadelphia Phillies affiliate. And then this is local time. And Saturday the 18th at 2 p.m. is against the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs and CW Twin Cities. And then Tuesday, April 20th at 11 a.m. is against the Iowa Cubs, which is the Chicago Cubs affiliate. And that's at 6:30, and they're going to play them on Fox 9 Plus. On May 1st, May 3rd, at 2 p.m. is against the Iowa Cubs and CW Twin Cities. And on the 15th at 6 p.m., it's the Columbus Clippers, the Cleveland Guardians affiliate on Fox 9 Plus. And then they're playing the Columbus Clippers on CW Twin Cities at 2 p.m. At the 19th at 11 a.m., they're playing the Omaha Storm Chasers on CW Twin Cities. And then they're going to play a game on the 22nd at 6:30 p.m. on Fox 10 Plus. And then at 5 on CW Twin Cities against the Storm Chasers. 3 for that series will be televised. And then they're going to show another game from the. And then they're showing Buffalo Bison game, which is a Toronto Blue Jays. Or, team. Wait, oops, I skipped a couple. So we have the June 3rd, the Indianapolis Indians and CW Twin Cities. Wednesday at June 3rd. Friday, June 5th at 7 p.m. is the St. Paul Saints are going to take on the Indianapolis Indians. Again on Fox 9 Plus. On the June 5th. And then Wednesday, June 17th, they're going to take on the Omaha Storm Chasers. Again on over the air networks. 3 for that series will be televised again. 1 at 1 p.m. on CW Twin Cities. On June 17th. Friday, June 18th at 7 p.m. on Fox 9 Plus. And Sunday, June 21st at 2 p.m. on Fox on CW Twin Cities. Omega. I know that's probably just a mistype, or autocorrect, I'm not really too surprised, which is nothing major. I know it's cheap in nature, if you didn't check it, I could see that. It's not a big deal. Anyways, Friday, July 3rd, 6 p.m. on Buffalo Bison's Toronto Blue Jays affiliate. Everyone knows that they play in Buffalo because they're in seasons when COVID seasons, stuff like that. I know they've had shortened, that I think the COVID season, the season after they played in Buffalo on Fox 10 Plus Friday, July 3rd. Then July 5th they're playing the Buffalo Bisons again on CW Twin Cities. Then on July 17th they're playing the Louisville Bats, the Cincinnati Reds affiliate on Fox 10 Plus. Every Friday night game that is a home game, they're going to play on Fox 10 Plus. And usually for the St. Paul Saints in minor league baseball, you play one series, 6 games at home, then you play 6 on the road. You play the same team 6 days in a row, and all at home, and then 6 on the road. If you start the season at home, which they do, you know what I mean. So that's usually what they do. And then on the 19th, they're playing Louisville Bats on CW Twin Cities at 2 p.m. And then Wednesday, July 22nd, 1 p.m. is the Columbus Clippers on CW Twin Cities. They're playing the Columbus Clippers again in a home series. Then they're playing them Friday, July 24th at 7 p.m. on Fox 9 Plus. Saturday, July 25th at 6:30 on CW Twin Cities. Sunday, July 26th at 2 p.m. on CW Twin Cities. And they're playing on 1 p.m. on Louisville Bats. They're playing on CW Twin Cities. Wednesday, August 5th. And then Friday, August 7th at 7 p.m. they're playing Louisville Bats, Fox 10 Plus. Then they're going to play Louisville Bats on CW Twin Cities on August 9th at 2 p.m. Then on August 28th, they're going to play the Toronto Mudhens on Fox 10 Plus. Well, not always are they. I mean, there is an exception, though. 1 week, they're playing 2 in a row. And 1 week, they'll have 2 series completely on the road. And they're playing the Toronto Mudhens on Fox 10 Plus. Friday, August 28th at 7 p.m. Saturday, August 28th at 6:30, they're playing the Toronto Mudhens on the CW Twin Cities. And then on the 30th at 2 p.m. on CW Twin Cities. And then they're going to have Syracuse Mets, which is the new Mets affiliate, Friday, September at 6:30 p.m. on Fox 10 Plus, and Sunday, September 13th at 2 p.m. on CW Twin Cities. Every home game is going to be televised on the Saints broadcast network, which is cable access channels like local cable. If you have an internet provider, like if you have a small local internet provider, they might offer cable access channels for your immediate area. If you have a local internet provider, I'm not talking you have internet through DirecTV and they have AT&T internet or Comcast, and they have Xfinity internet. I'm not sure Spectrum Time Warner, but they might have Spectrum if you have stuff not like that. I'm talking you have like ABC Internet Company, and you have like your local cable like or ABC Telecom. You know, they usually have like cable access channels, and they'll be on like cable access channels in your area, like maybe like a local sports channel. That airs like local high school sports, maybe like local small like really small like pro leagues like maybe the Pro Disc Golf League or minor league baseball. It's like stuff that doesn't get televised on like cable that often. And then on and then and then 75 home games are broadcast on KEYC in Mankato, and then they're gonna have 10 games in the Rochester area on KTTC, and then 10 games in the Duluth area on KBEJR. Mm-hmm. And then we're also going to have every game on MLB Plus, which is the MLB streaming service, MLB.TV, and MLB.TV/Twins TV. And they're going to have 75 of the games are going to be using the Saints feed. The other 70, the home games, are using they have the TV announcers. They have their own. Each TV team has like their own radio announcers. But then, and they have one radio announcer that does the radio announcing for the home games on the radio. There's one that does that, and then there's one the home announcer. And there's one that does the road games. It does might do the home games on TV and then the road games on the radio in that group. So they might have a separate, that does the radio and does the playback and does the TV. They might, Um, and they were on Alt 93.3 FM in iHeart in 2018. And then they moved to the sports. And they moved to the when 96.7 FM was a thing, when KFan Plus became a thing. For like, which I like that KFan Plus thing, because they did that with Minnesota like link with the Minnesota like Lynx, St. Paul Saints. Minnesota Lynx is I think on 100.3 FM actually. So you have the Minnesota Lynx, you have St. Paul Saints. You have in the summer, and you also have the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Minnesota Wild on KFan. So especially if they overlap, one will be on the other, and then they'll have you have the Minnesota in the winter time. They have the Minnesota Minnesota Gophers on basketball. They have the men's basketball, which men's I think actually goes to 11:30 as over that channel, like men's hockey, and then they have stuff like that, and I like that, they have or and I believe they also have the Minnesota Gopher women's volleyball on 86.7 FM, which I like that, so it's kind of a nice thing that they actually have a second thing. Yes, it doesn't necessarily need to be used much. It's just like a national feed, maybe for like Western One sports, sporting events, or other like Cumulus Media or other sports sports networks affiliate with like pro sports leagues that pro sports on there. Ones that don't have like use Sirius like XM maybe as like a national like radio feed. They have like an alternate radio feed. Which I like it. They use like national media shows that they can get access to. Like from Fox Sports Radio, and they can affiliate with like certain radio like sports, so I mean it's kind of nice.